Hello guys, in this video we are going to perform a dcsync attack, and a dcsync is a credential dumping technique that can lead to compromise of individual user credentials, and you can do a lot more stuff like golden tickets and silver ticket as well. And to perform a dcsync attack, a hacker needs to compromise a user with replicating directory changes all and replicating directory changes privileges. And I'm going to show you where you can find those privileges in AD first, and then I'm going to show you how you can find it through Power View. So if you want to do this attack, if you have a lab, I'm going to show you where is it, what do you need to enable, right? And from the pen testing local over here, so from the on top over here from the forest, you want to right click on it and go to properties, and this should bring this up. If you go to security, you can add a user over here, and then what you want to add is all you need to add is replicating directory changes all, replicating directory changes and replicating directory changes all. So these three right here, I just got confused. So replicating directory changes all, and replicating directory changes in filter sets. Those three you need to have it configure for your account if you want to test it. So that's what we're going to do. For first, how do you find that? How can you compromise a user that has those credentials? Well, one way to do it is to use Power View. So let's go ahead and first do a PowerShell, bypass policy execution. We're going to import the module of Power View. Import module. I guess I don't know how to spell module. There we go. Clear this out. So first, what you need to do is you need to get the. Let me go ahead and open Notepad real quick. So first, I want to do a get forest global catalog, and from here we need to. This is the one that we want to target. This forest, the pentesting.local. And from here, what we want to get is this information over here. All right, we are going to go ahead and paste it in here. So we got that information. Great. Now, what we also need to do is get your user's SID. So you said, and if you do, who am I? I'm student one. So I'm going to do a get domain user name student one, so we can get this set for student one, and here it is, object SID. We are going to paste it in here. Also, it's awesome. So now we are going to do some enumeration. The first one that we want to do is the get object ACL, and I want to get the object ACL for this forest. Okay, so we are going to paste it in here. All right, so now let's go ahead and press enter, and that's going to, before I press enter, that's going to do an enumeration for all the object ACL in this forest, right? So it's going to bring me a lot of information. There you go. So now you don't want to scroll through all of this, right, and read each line, because it is going to take you a while. So what we want to do, we want to limit what we are looking for. So one of the things that you could do is you can, the one that we want to look for, let's see if we can find one with the, let's see, object active directory rights. That's not what we're looking for. We are looking for one that has the object ACE type. This one here. So what we want to look for is for an object ACE type, like DS replication. So we are going to copy that. We are going to paste it in here, and we are going to construct this so we can limit what we're looking for, because we don't want to look for all of them just like we did in here, right? So let's go ahead and copy this in here, paste that in here. So what we want to do is we want to pipe it, put a question mark, curly brackets in between. Also, we are going to put it like this. All right, hopefully you guys can see it. Let me see if I can do the font bigger, even though I'm going to add a, like every other video, I'm going to add all the commands that I'm running. So object type, you need to put a $, underscore, a dot. So we want to see that the object type, I want it to be like DS replication, because this is what we are looking for. We are going to put a wildcard. So anything that starts with DS replication and continues, that's what I'm going to look for. Single quote over here. So let's go ahead and look for this. All right, paste it. So we are going to look an object ACL in the pen testing forest, but I want to specify the object type to be like DS replication. Press enter, and that did not find anything. DS replication, let's see, DS replication. Object, did I do this wrong? Let's see. I don't think we need spaces in here or anything. Let's just, still not looking for it. So pen testing, making sure that everything is good in here. Underscore object ACE type like DS replication. What if we just put DS, see if we find anything like that? Still nothing. So DS replication, what if we put over here, resolve group IDs? Okay, so that's what it is. We need to add the resolve group IDs in here. So let me go ahead and copy this command, and we are going to put it over here, and we actually want to look for Control C, DS replication. So this is how the command is to be for enumeration. So we can limit it to what we are looking for. There we go. So we are going to get all the objects ID for the DC pen testing local. We are going to resolve the group IDs, but we want to specify so we can limit what we are looking for, right? So we don't get a big ass list. We are going to say like DS replication. You know, and that still will give me, it gives me a lot of stuff in here. So now what I want to do is, since we found that, what I want to also do another in here is I want to match my security identifier. I think that's what it's called. And security identifier, that's correct. So over here, curly brackets, security identifier. Actually, the curly brackets is only one curly bracket, so everything needs to be inside the curly brackets. And security identifier, we're going to put in here a $, underscore, a dot. Security identifier needs to match my security identifier that I have over here. We're going to put it in quotes, and it's this guy over here that we got from my student account, student one account. So now this one should work. Okay, so we are going to again get all the object ACL for this pen testing for us. We are going to resolve the group IDs, but we want to limit what we are looking for the ASA type that has DS replication, but we also wanted to match the security identifier to my student account, because if we match that security identifier, that means that we are the one that have access to it. And there we go. So as you can see in here, since we already saw it from Active Directory, right, from the domain controller, we saw that we do have access to the DS replication, get changes in filter set, DS replication get changes. We have also DS replication synchronize and DS replication get changes all. So I'm going to be able to perform this dcsync, and like I said, the dcsync, we are going to be able with this. What dcsync does is that it's going to do some credential dumping. And what we're going to do is we are going to get the basically the KRBTG account. We can get that KRBTG account, and we can just do dumping by this. Well, actually, we're not going to do the KRBTGT, because for that, we are going to save that to do the golden ticket. What we're going to do is, since we have access to replication, right? DS replication get changes all and DS replication get changes. What we could do, we can dump basically any user that we want. And the one user that I'm interested in is in the administrator. And if we do a get domain user name administrator, we're going to see that the administrator has power to basically everything. He's part of the enterprise admins. He's part of the enterprise admin. So he has access to everything. He's also part of the domain admins. He has access to the entire domain, everything. You can do anything with the administrator. So that's why we are going to dump his credentials, and then what we're going to do is we are going to pass the hash, which we have done previously, right? So we are going to get his NTLM hash, and then we are going to do some dumping. Okay, so the command that we're going to be using for that, to do that attack, since we do have access to the replication, right, get changes all and replications get changes, we are going to do some dumping. So what we want to do, let's go ahead and clear this screen, and we want to import module, another module, and it's going to be invoke Mimikatz to the rescue one more time. So I'm going to copy this command over here. So we are going to invoke Mimikatz, and the command that we want to run is going to be an LSA dump for dcsync, because we do have access for the dcsync, which we saw that we have access to replication. And since we have access for replication, we are going to be able to perform that dcsync. And the one user that we want to dump is the administrator, which we saw that has all the access basically to everything. And we are going to run this command, and hopefully we are going to get the NTLM hash. There we go. Awesome. So we are going to get this NTLM hash, and we are going to be able to perform a pass the hash. So we can just go ahead and move over here, paste it over here, and the way to do that, we are going to be running this command, right? Pass the hash. So the command is going to be the LSA pass the hash for the user administrator. The domain is pen testing, and the NTLM hash we need to put it in here. Also, awesome sauce. There we go. Invoke commands. And we got a administrator pen testing. So we got an error. Okay, so let's see what's going on over here. Pen testing, administrator. Pass the hash. So what was the issue? Huh. Did I not do this correctly? I think I did. Let's go ahead and run it again. See what happened. Or see what happens now. Still okay. So what we could do, we can just run that dcsync again to get the NTLM hash. And here we go. We got it again. Let's verify that it is the same. Yep, it is still the same. User hasn't changed his password. FE to B. User administrator. Let's go ahead and just close this out. Oh, I know why. Because I was not running PowerShell as an administrator, as a local admin. You need to be running that as a local admin to be able to do this, and that's why. So let's go ahead and go here, PowerShell, bypass, import module, invoke Mimikatz. So make sure that you're running this as a local admin. And let's run it now. And now it should work because I'm running as the local administrator. And there it is. Now we got a new window. And if you do who am I, remember you're going to be the student one. But if you do an invoke command, computer name, let's go ahead and go to the domain controller. That pentesting.local. We're going to do script block who am I, and we are also going to be running a host name, and that should give me that I'm the administrator for the DC pentesting local. And there we go, administrator, and I'm in the DC host name. So what you could do now is that you can do a enter PS session. You can do a computer name. You can just go ahead and copy this and paste it, and that's you. There you go. Now we are connected to the DC.pentesting local as the administrator. If we do a who am I, administrator, hostname, DC, exit. We are back now to this host, who am I, student. And if you do a hostname, we are in the student server. Okay, so that's how you do a dcsync, and that's how dcsync works.